All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen and pull up. Oops, sorry. I was in the middle of messaging someone back who watched the replay of our coaching opportunity call the other night. And I believe she's going to be joining our team. So that's exciting. So if you had the recording and you had some people who were semi-interested or had planned to come and then couldn't come or something along those lines, share the recording, guys. I know we went a little long. We're going to work on that, but you definitely still want to share it because people are interested. And the first thing she said to me when I just talked to her again was, I love the connection that you and your team have. And I was like, yes, that's what this whole business is about, is connection. It's not about sales. So I'll just leave that there as my little mic drop before we get started. Excuse me. I'm still struggling with this cough, so just bear with me. So again, this month, I took your feedback. I do want to point out that our team call has moved back to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the month of March. The reason why is because I haven't seen a real increase in attendance on the team call by moving it back half an hour. And I know for our people that are on in the Midwest and on the West Coast, it's really hard for them to make 8:30 because that's 7:30 their time. So I just really want to be, courteous and considerate of everybody. And so I think 9 o'clock seems to work best, even if it means being awake a little bit later that night. Every Monday, the National Wake Up Call is on at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Beachbody Champions page. If you are not a member of that page, please join it, guys. There is so much good stuff. I shared earlier this week, there was a fantastic training on challenge groups in there this week that had a lot of great ideas on how to keep people motivated and engaged within your group. There's just always something. And I think that there's a lot of value in surrounding yourself with people who are doing things that make them successful. And obviously there's a bunch of people in that group that are successful. Another cool just factoid that I wanted to share with you. So Ricky and I have been watching Love is Blind on Netflix. And one of the girls on there, it says she's a health coach. And as I kept watching her and hearing her talk a little bit about her journey with health and fitness and stuff, I said to him, I was like, I think she's a Beachbody coach. So I stalked her on Instagram, and sure enough, the program that got her started was 21 Day Fix Extreme. I thought that was pretty cool. So just wanted to throw that out there. I know it's not really need to know information, but it's kind of cool. Also kind of cool, she calls herself a health coach. She doesn't call herself a Beachbody coach. Just putting that in your head. On Thursdays, I also put down that you should be writing a payday post of some sort. It can be super simple, you guys. I think last payday, I posted a picture of Laurel in her gymnastics outfit. And I just said, I'm so thankful for my payday and my side hustle because today it covered gymnastics classes and blah, 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 whatever else it covered. It was like 3 sentences. So it doesn't have to be some big thing that makes you feel sick to your stomach when you hit post. It can be something super simple. Now, the first 2 weeks of March, we're going to focus on inviting to our challenge groups because we've been focused on making our challenge groups more engaging. And just keep in mind that when you're inviting to your challenge groups, you can be inviting to the business as well. This is a good time, excuse me, for you to say to somebody when you set up their cart, oh, I went ahead and I set you up for the discount. And that way, if you ever decide to work the business, you're already good to go. It's the same price and you'll save on next month's Shakeology. You can do that ahead of time. And you can say to them when you send them their cart, this is what I did. I signed up for it this way because it saves me some money and I'm all about saving money. If you decide you don't want that, just, take it out of your cart when it's time to check out. And that shows them the option. I signed up a discount coach in January that way. So be cognizant of that. And then from the 15th to the 31st, those last 2.5 weeks of the month, you'll be inviting to the coaching and business opportunity. And we don't plan on hosting another webinar, but I am going to put a poll on the team page and see if you guys would be interested in running a 3-day group where we can plug people in on Facebook. I know there were a lot of people invited to the webinar that I had to actually pop in and then pop out during the webinar that night because they had kids in the background and they thought we could hear them. And so I was like, no, next time just stay on because you're muted. But I thought, instead of waiting for the next webinar to invite them again, maybe we should set up a little 3-day group and plug them in there and let them get some of the information that way, because that way they hear it and see it and maybe have a little bit more time to digest it, where they don't feel like, oh, I can't be on here right now because my kids are crazy or it's bath time or that kind of thing. So give me some feedback when I post that. I'll be posting that this week to get some feedback from you. All right, so again, last month we talked all about the meat, the bread and butter of this business, and that is inviting. And if you're not inviting and tracking those invites, you don't have a business. You have a hobby, and it's an amazing hobby, but it can really be an incredible business. So we want to make sure that we're doing the things that are business building activities, and we want to make sure that the things we do first are our income making activities. So you'll see on March 1st, it says, send 10 invites to your current challenge group. Share with them why you love the group, how it benefits you, and then why you think it's perfect for them. Remember when you're doing these invites to make it personal. Maybe this is a new mom. Maybe this is someone who gets up super early in the morning and can't go to the gym before work because they have other obligations in the morning. Maybe this is someone who works third shift and doesn't want to go to the gym in the middle of the day when they're supposed to be spending time with their family after they've slept all morning. Just make it a little bit personal to them. What I like to do is copy and paste my original message and then just erase the name, put in the new name, and add a sentence to it, and then send it to the next person. And then copy and paste that original message again, add a sentence or two to it, and send it to the next person. That way it is personalized for every single person. And I don't say, hey girl. I don't say any of that, oh hey, or hey love, or anything like that. I try to say, hi Catherine, just checking in to see if you watched the recording that I sent you the other night. Hi Katie, just wanted to see if you had time to catch that recording, blah, 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 that kind of thing. It doesn't take long to change out the name. So take the time to do it. On the second, you're gonna follow up with everyone you invited to the business earlier this month. So you probably followed up with them. I hope you followed up with them several times. All the people that you invited to our webinar that either showed up or didn't show up, you need to be following up with them. You need to be following up with the people who like your posts, who engage with your polls, who answer your questions, who joined your free group, whatever that is. Jen Feathers is kicking major booty with her free group right now. If you have not watched the team call that I did on setting up and running and capitalizing on a free group, go watch it and do the darn thing, y'all. This is a great way to expand your network. This Saturday, no, I'm sorry, not this Saturday, March 7th, because I'm looking at this calendar. I'm thinking it's this Saturday. March 6th, actually, that Friday is the first mom's night out that I'm hosting for my mom's group. So I'm super excited about that. Jen is hosting walking groups within her community, and she's got over 100 people in her free group, and I think she created it 2 weeks ago. So you guys, this works. This works. Go back and watch that. That can be your PD this week. On the 3rd, share what people in your challenge group are saying about their personal results and show the growth they're making in their journey. You don't have to show a before and after of the people in your group. You can simply just run into your challenge group right now and post the question, what about this group is the most benefiting to you? And everything they're sharing underneath is content for your next post on Tuesday. Those are the things that people know that we're all in. People know that we're getting results and we feel good. We show up on social media and make it known. So now we need to show them that there's other people that feel this way too. On the 4th, start with the objection. So you're gonna notice every single Wednesday of the month, I'm encouraging you to start with an objection. So on the 4th, one of the biggest objections I get is people are too busy. Even people that I've already purchased. I'll check in with my customers and they're like, yeah, I haven't even plugged in. I haven't even tried to log into Beachbody On Demand yet. And I'm like, girl, you just spent $100 on this 3 months ago and you haven't even used it yet? $100, you're just throwing it away. So let's talk about that. Let's start with that objection. Tell them how busy you are and then why this works for you, even though you are so busy. Maybe this makes life easier. Maybe it gives you more energy to get through the busyness. Maybe this is the only way you could fit any type of self-care or physical care into your daily routine. Share that. So start with the objection. Like, I know what you're going to say, girlfriend. I know you're busy. I get it. I'm busy too. And then talk about why this works. On Thursday, display the goods. So every single Thursday this month, I want you to talk about something. We got so far away from talking about what we have to offer that a lot of times people don't even know what we have to offer. I actually had someone reach out to me recently and say, "Are you still a coach?" And I was like, "Oh, what am I doing wrong? Why do you not know that's an automatic yes? Like, how am I not broadcasting that on my social media?" So I think it is important to talk about what we have. Like the other day, Skylar did a fantastic before and after post on the collagen and the benefits of the collagen. And she showed how much longer her hair is. Like within 3 weeks, it was crazy. She had so many conversations bloom from that post. She like instantly sent 2 or 3 carts out for collagen. I mean, it was just an incredible thing. But she actually shared the fact that we have this product, she uses this product, and these are the results she's getting from the product. And I think we got so far away from that because we're like, no stock photos and no doing this and don't be salesy. But it's not salesy. It is not salesy for me to go to the nail salon and tell everybody, Brittany did my nails on Friday and she did the best job I've ever had. So I'm using Brittany every time. Like, I'm going to start requesting her. That's not salesy. That's me saying she's awesome and I'm going to keep going back. If you go there to ask for Brittany. So on Thursday, share the awesome options we have thanks to Beachbody On Demand and why you love the variety of it as opposed to a gym membership. So if you were to live in my town, you could easily go to Planet Fitness and get a $10 gym membership, right? And that would be fantastic. But that would give you access to a treadmill, access to weights, access to a tanning bed or whatever, if people still use those, and then access to a personal trainer if you wanted to pay an additional fee, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it. But then if you wanted to do yoga, you would also have to join the yoga studio in town, which is amazing. I've been. It's really great. It's also super pricey. And then if you wanted to do bar, you would actually have to travel out of town about 25 miles and join the bar studio in Southern Pines. And then if you wanted to do CrossFit, you would have to be a member of the CrossFit gym. So do you see where I'm getting here? Everything is an additional expense. With us, you have all that for like $8.95 a month. So like, there's just no question. What's the better deal? On Friday, send 5 invites to your challenge group, share why you love it and how it has changed your life. On Saturday, follow up with those people that you invited who liked your posts, who engaged on your polls. Every single Saturday is going to be a follow-up day. So after I created this calendar, I sent it to my little group that I bounce ideas off of all the time. And I realized that as soon as I sent it that I had a couple blank days. And Christy had the idea to have them be catch-up days. And I was like, that's great, but I'm not going to call them catch-up days. Because if I call them catch-up days, people are going to think they're optional. And they're not optional. You have to show up every day. You can't just say, oh, Saturday's a catch-up day and I don't really feel like catching up, so I'll just like let it go. Instead, it's your follow-up day, which in my mind is a catch-up day. So this is the time when you go back and everybody that you started a conversation with or attempted to start a conversation with, you go back and see like what's going on in their life. How are things going? There's a couple women that I've talked about this business and then they've shared with me that they're separated from their husband right now or they're going through something right now. And so I'm not going back and saying, hey, are you ready yet? I'm going back and saying, hey girl, I'm just checking in with you. How are you today? How are things going this week? How's work been? How are the kids? Because that's what they need right now. They don't need me to try to sell them a challenge pack because they get an extra box of Shakeology. That's just not what they need. So follow up on Saturdays. On Sunday, you're going to send 5 invites to, I put business. You can choose business or challenge group. We're supposed to be focused on the challenge group that week. Again, share why you love it and how it benefits you and why you think it's perfect for them. On the 9th, you're going to start with the objection again. But this time, instead of starting with the objection about joining your challenge group, you're going to start with the objection about joining the business. This is going to start planting some seeds this week for the invites that are going to come next week. So I tried to like set you up to know who to reach out to next week when you start inviting to the business opportunity. You're going to share on social media what your initial objection was about Beachbody and why now you think it was the best choice you could have made. I know people come and go all the time. I know people quit and go to something else. 95% of the time they come back. There's a couple of people who have left our team and left Beachbody and tried something else, and then they've come back. And they may leave again, and then they come back again. It has happened so many times. So obviously there's a reason why. Talk about that. On the 10th, follow up with everyone you invited to the business who liked your posts, blah, blah, blah. On the 11th, you're going to start with the objection again. The reason why I'm telling you what to post and not telling you to invite people is because I think what's going to happen with these posts when you do the objection is people are going to be like, oh, I'm super busy too. Like, I feel you, Lindsay. And then you're going to be able to get that conversation private, and it's going to organically turn into a conversation about what you're doing and why it works for you. And then the invite's going to come. So on the 11th, you're going to share what you tried and failed at before Beachbody, because I think all of us have a story where maybe it was one thing we've tried, or maybe we've literally tried all the things and none of them worked for us. And why 6 years later, here I am in great shape, still drinking my shake that I just knew I was going to hate, right, when I signed up, and I'm still showing up every day. Why is this working for me still? On the 12th, display the goods again. Share the benefits of grab and go healthy snacks for you and your family. So you can do this a couple different ways. For me, Shakeology is a game changer in the morning. Like, I don't think I would eat breakfast if I didn't have Shakeology, which probably means I would go hit up the vending machine every single day if I didn't have my Shakeology in the morning. Daily Sunshine is a big one in my house. My kids love it. The bars are huge. My daughter eats a Beach Bar almost every single day on the way to school. She loves them. And honestly, my kids won't even eat those Quaker Oat granola bars anymore. I bought a box because my Beach Bars were taking so long to get in. And both my kids refused to eat them. They didn't even finish the one I opened for them. I ended up taking them to school and giving them to my students because my kids won't eat them. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that they would rather have the healthier option. Share those things. So you could do this a couple different ways. You could go live and share like a few ways that you prep snacks to just grab and go. Like, I keep carrots and celery bagged and peanut butter already ready to go, so I can have that as a snack. In fact, there's a dirty peanut butter container in my car right now from the last time I brought celery and peanut butter in my car for a snack. I need to bring it in and wash it. But I keep carrots already bagged. I keep my fruit already bagged, like all of that. And then you can kind of throw in, I also have these awesome bars, blah, blah, blah. And you're not being salesy. You are giving them tips. You're adding value to their life because you're giving them tips on how to make their life easier and healthier. Because it's super easy when you're at the grocery store to grab the candy bar for $1.50, you guys. I was in the checkout line today at Walmart. A candy bar is $1.48 at Walmart. That's insane. That is so much more than my Beach Bar, and people complain about the price of the Beach Bars. And I keep a Beach Bar in my purse at all times. Like, if I eat it, I immediately go home and put a new one in my bag so that I always have one, so I never get in that predicament. So be willing to share that. On the 13th, send 5 invites to the business, share why you love it, how it benefits you, why you think it's perfect for your people. This is different than your challenge group, people. You can't just share why this works for you and why you think challenge groups rock. You need to talk about the business aspect. And then again, Saturdays, we follow up. On Sundays, we are sending 10 invites. You'll notice that's every single Sunday. The reason why I want you to do that is because I think this is a day that most people start to plug back into social media. A lot of people unplug on Saturday, which is why it's going to be our follow-up day. On Sunday, people start to plug back in because they're getting ready for the work week. So they're starting to like look at their email and look at what's the weather this week. And they're on their phone more. So that's why I'm having you do that on Sundays. The 16th, you're going to do a transformation post, and you're doing this on a Monday, not a Tuesday, because everybody does them on Tuesday. So you're going to do it early. Share how you feel from the inside out today before you started the journey. So I know for me, even in my real low struggle moments, which I've had a couple of those in the last week about my body image, I feel so differently today than I did 6 years ago, even in those low moments. Like, even when I'm struggling, I know what I'm saying to myself is crazy, whereas before I truly believed what I was saying to myself. So be willing to share that. Go a little bit deeper. It's not about the tag in your jeans. It's about what you're feeling inside, mentally or physically. Like, it can just be about feeling good and being proud of the fact that you did something you said you were going to do and you actually finished it, kind of thing. On the 17th, share an example of the accountability in our challenge groups. A lot of people will say to me, I can't do the virtual thing because I need the accountability of actually showing up. And I'm like, dude, that's what we do. Like, just because you're not opening a door and stepping foot into a gym, you have all the same accountability, maybe even on a higher level, because who's expecting you to show up to the gym? I mean, they might get to know your name and get used to seeing you there, but are they going to call you if you don't show up for a couple days? No, but I am. And my friends are. So make sure you're able to share that. Talk about that level of accountability that we have. On the 18th, your objection is going to be talking about your lack of expertise. So another thing that I get a lot when I'm talking to people about the business is, oh, I just don't know much about fitness. I'm not really into that. I don't have a degree in that. I didn't even go to college. Those kinds of things I hear a lot. It doesn't matter. I'm not an expert either. I fail every day. I just ate a handful of Whopper eggs that I should have never allowed myself to buy out of the Easter candy aisle, you guys. Huge failure. I knew putting them in my cart was a mistake. But it's okay. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not Jillian Michaels, thank God. She's great, but just not my total jam. But you can still do it, even if you're not perfect, and even if you're not an expert, and even if you don't have a freaking clue what you're talking about, you can still do it. Because we're not about like training people. Like, we are not fitness trainers, okay? We are coaches. I can coach my son's t-ball team even if I know nothing about t-ball. I can sign up to coach my daughter's gymnastics team, and I don't know a darn thing about gymnastics. All I know is those girls are buff. But I can still coach them. I can still, tell them what, like, do more, like, go harder, keep working, don't give up, get back on the bar, get back up. That's what our job is. Our job isn't like teaching them how to do the proper form when they're doing their push-ups. Like, that's Shaun T's job. So let people know that. On the 19th, display the goods again. Share the benefits of collagen. If nothing else I learned from Skylar, I need to be talking about that more because people are really into collagen these days. And I need to start using it more consistently so that I can be sharing my personal results. So I put that further down in the month so that if you're not using it right now, you can get you some and start using it. Take a before picture and take an after picture and share the results on the 19th. On the 20th, send invites to your challenge group. 21st is the follow-up day. 22nd, share what people in your challenge group are saying about their personal results and how they're making growth. You, again, should ask permission to share a challenger's physical picture before you share it, but you can absolutely share, like, when your challenger texts you and says, I worked out every day this week and I've never done that. Or I lost 15 pounds in the last 6 months since I've joined Beachbody. You can share those things, absolutely. On the 23rd, transformation post again. Share what life was like before Beachbody versus now. So, like, for me, before Beachbody, like, I think about this now, I don't spend a whole lot of time on my couch anymore. Before Beachbody, I was what you would call a couch potato. Like, I laid around on the couch with a baby on my chest all the time. And now I'm like, what do people do when they don't work out or meal prep? Like, what do you do on a Sunday if you don't meal prep? Like, must be so boring. Do you just sleep until noon and like do nothing with the rest of the day? Because A, I wouldn't have the energy to do it if I wasn't taking care of myself. And B, like, what do you do with all that time? Like, there's so much freaking time on your hands if you're not preparing ahead of time. I lost my place. I'm sorry. The 24th, you're going to send 10 invites to your challenge group. The 25th, start with the objection. Share on social media what your initial objection was about coaching and why you don't regret it now. So I want you to be like super forthcoming and transparent with this. I want you to say, like, when I was first invited to coach, I said no because I didn't feel like I was fit enough, or I didn't feel like I was smart enough, or I was this enough, or I was just enough, whatever. And then tell them why you just did it anyway for whatever reason, and how now you're glad you did. On the 26th, display the goods, share the nutrition plan that you choose to follow and how it's changed your life. I think a lot of people don't realize that we not only provide workouts and fitness programs, but we have nutrition programs. Not, guys, we got to stop talking about the meal plan, by the way. We've got to start talking about the fact that we are educating people on what is proper nutrition and what is proper portions and how a plate should look and what should go in our body at what times of the day and all this, because that is what some people are looking for. Like so many people say to me, I'm not there yet for fitness. Like I couldn't do those workouts, which that's another conversation because they totally could do the workouts. But if they don't feel ready, then my job is to say, okay, let's not get overwhelmed and try to change everything at once. Let's start with the nutrition. And instead of me throwing this meal plan at you that seems impossible to follow because it's intimidating when you've gone from eating handfuls of Cheez-Its and Goldfish and Pop-Tarts all the time to having to follow this clean meal plan and never having meal prepped and never having like thought about portions. Like I always thought I could eat as many strawberries as I wanted because they're strawberries and they're healthy for you, right? But we know better than that now. So we need to start talking about the fact that we have these programs in place that are educational, that teach you. You don't just have to have a meal plan to follow every week. You don't have to put yourself in that box. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to do these things so that it's a lifestyle. Because a meal plan is probably not a lifestyle for 95% of the people we are talking to. That people want to be able to go to Chick-fil-A on Saturday and not feel like they broke their meal plan. And because then what happens is the self-sabotage takes over, which is why, if I'm being honest, the Whopper eggs ended up in my shopping cart today. Because last night I went out, I had tuna, I ate pretty good, but before we went out, instead of having lunch, we had beer cheese dip and we had chicken wings and we had these beer battered French fries. And it was all amazing. So then in my head today, I'm like, well, I already screwed up yesterday. I may as well live my best life today too. So the Whoppers ended up in the cart. So many people feel that same way. And we need to teach them and ourselves that that's not the way of life. Like you can have your Saturday beer cheese dip and then get back on track on Sunday. And this is what it looks like. You're not breaking the rules. You're not, messing up or screwing up. All the hard work you did for the last 3 weeks isn't obliterated because you had one day where you went out and had fun. It's, you just get back to your lifestyle. And this is what your lifestyle looks like. Send 5 invites to the business on that Friday, follow up on Saturday. Sunday, send 10 invites to your challenge group, the upcoming one for April. And then on the 30th, I'm having you start with the objection that day because I really feel like that's something we need to be doing on a weekly basis, and there's no more Wednesdays in March. So we're going to start with the objection. On social media, I want you to share your initial objection about Beachbody and why you don't regret it now. So I know I have that post twice in the month of March, but I want you to, on one of them, talk about why you were like hesitant about Beachbody in general. And then the next one, I want you to talk about hesitant about Beachbody, the business aspect. Maybe you thought it was a pyramid scheme. Maybe you thought, I don't want to be that girl on social media always posting salesy stuff. Maybe you thought it's just like all the other, maybe you were afraid of failure. Whatever it is, I want you to share it. On the 31st, follow up with every single person you invited that you have not continued a conversation with. So if you followed up with them on March 7th and they ghosted you, you haven't heard from them since, then it's your job to go back on the 31st and follow up with them again, because we don't forget about people. What is happening? Sorry, let me get out of here for a second. My mouse is going crazy on me. Can you guys still see my screen? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing. Maybe. What the frick? Can you still see my screen? Yes. Okay. For whatever reason, my mouse is not, I can't even see it. Okay. I'm just going to do this. Sorry. I don't know why that's happening. All right. So I also mentioned that I was going to share with you a couple tips on how to hit Success Club this month, but we're after 9 o'clock. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to go ahead and upload this call, and then I will come into the team page tomorrow live and give you some tips on how to finish the month hard. Because guys, we still have a whole week. We still have plenty of time for those of you that have not hit Success Club yet to hit Success Club. So I want to make sure to touch on that. But I also want to be really respectful of the fact that it's 9 o'clock already. So with that said, I'm going to stop video, maybe. I am sorry. I don't know why this is happening. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Whew, sorry about that. Holy moly. I'm going to look at the comments real quick and answer any of them. Yes, adding Energize to someone's cart, or throwing in, like, I know like sometimes lately when you add things to your cart, it they're at a discounted price, like, or you get free shipping on them. So like something I've done too is throw the beach bars in there and be like, I added them because there's free shipping. If you want to take them out, but my kids love them, kind of thing. Yay. So Jackie said that yesterday she was successful with one of that. So that's awesome. Don't forget to do that, Linz. What was that about, Christy? Posting about why they love the challenge group. Okay, I'll do that in our challenge group. Yeah, so all I do when I do that, I've done it a couple times, I just go in and type really big, you know, when you can make it with a color in the background, and I just say, tell us why you love this group, or tell me what, you know, why this group works for you, or that kind of thing, and people comment on it. It doesn't have to be a fancy graphic or anything like that. Just plug it up in there. Yeah, I do need to talk about that peanut butter container in my car. Maybe that will be when maybe I'll take a picture of myself in the car with my stinky peanut butter jar and talk about my snacks that way. But yeah, just keep showing up, guys. Keep doing it. And please make sure you are inviting. Showing up on social media is not working the business. Inviting is the business. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you tomorrow in my live video.